Mark Zuckerberg. Connect the world, and it will bring you billions. I still remember the night everything changed. February 4th, 2004. My dorm room at Harvard was a mess. Empty pizza boxes, Red Bull cans everywhere, and 3 computer monitors glowing in the darkness. You want to put the entire Harvard Facebook online? The administration will destroy you. But I saw something he didn't. I watched the server logs in disbelief as hundreds, then thousands of students created profiles. They weren't just signing up. They were connecting, sharing, discovering friends they passed in hallways but never spoken to. I saw a world where distance didn't matter, where connections weren't limited by geography, where every human being could share their story with the world. My roommates were asleep, but I couldn't stop coding. My fingers flew across the keyboard as I built something that would either get me expelled or change the world forever. Zuck, you're crazy, my friend Eduardo had said earlier that day. I stared at the California sunshine streaming through the windows of our first office, a house in Palo Alto we de-rented with the last of our savings. 5 guys in a house, coding 20 hours a day. No salary, no guarantee. Just a vision of connecting every person on Earth. My girlfriend left me. You love that website more than me, she said. She wasn't wrong. I was obsessed, possessed even. I'm not leaving Harvard. I'm leaving the old world behind. Mom, Dad. The first version of the Facebook was ugly, really ugly. But within 24 hours, half of Harvard had signed up. But in that moment, sitting in that sterile law office, I learned a crucial lesson. Ideas are worthless without execution, and grow we did. Like a virus, like wildfire, like nothing the world had ever seen. Anyone can dream. Few can build. Sell to Yahoo for $1 billion, my board urged. 1 signature, and I'd never have to work again. $1 billion. I was 22 years old. I went for a walk that night, alone, through the empty streets of Palo Alto. $1 billion. But what about the billion people we hadn't connected yet? If this story resonates with you, hit that subscribe button. I share stories of world changers who saw opportunities where others saw impossibility. Peter Thiel, the PayPal billionaire, sat across from me in a stark conference room. The boy genius who said no to $1 billion, they mocked. Revenue plummeted. Facebook is dead, TechCrunch declared. Connection, community, each other. We're not just building a company. I gathered our team, now 500 strong, in our cafeteria. Listen, I said, my voice echoing off the concrete walls. The world is falling apart. Banks are collapsing. But you know what people need more than ever? We're building the fabric that holds humanity together. But I wasn't thinking in billions of dollars anymore. I was thinking in billions of people. The dean's office was exactly as intimidating as I'd imagined. I was wearing my signature hoodie and flip-flops. He was in a $5,000 suit. But Harvard wasn't enough. I wanted more. I wanted ... V-thing. Mark, we need to talk. Dark wood panels, leather chairs that swallowed you whole, and a man who looked like he'd been crushing student dreams since the 1960s. This Facebook of yours is causing quite a stir. Some students claim you stole their idea. And 3 months later, that's exactly what I did. My palms were sweating, but my voice stayed steady. Harvard? You're leaving Harvard for some website? Sir, I didn't steal anything. I just built something better. He leaned forward, his eyes narrowing. Mr. Zuckerberg, you're playing with fire. Shut it down or face the consequences. MySpace was crushing us. They had 100 million users. We had 5 million. Face it, Zuck, a venture capitalist sneered during a pitch meeting. The depositions were brutal. Lawyers dissecting every email, every conversation, every line of code. Mr. Zuckerberg, their lawyer smirked. Isn't it true you deliberately delayed their project while secretly building Facebook? You're just another social network. MySpace owns this space. I stood up, my voice shaking with conviction. They'd had an idea. I built an empire. MySpace connects profiles. We connect people. There's a difference. I walked out of that office with my heart pounding. Shut it down? I'd rather drop out. Because a 20-year-old kid is the only one naive enough to try. You're throwing your life away. My parents' voices crackled through the phone. The early days were brutal. We lived on instant ramen and pure adrenaline. Then came the moment that changed everything. I looked him straight in the eye. The money helped, but the real battles were just beginning. What seemingly impossible dream are you chasing? Drop a comment below. I read every single one and love hearing your stories of ambition. Then came the lawsuit that nearly destroyed everything. The Winklevoss twins, my Harvard classmates, claimed I'd stolen Facebook from them. I wanted to scream. We settled for $65 million. It felt like defeat, but it freed us to focus on what mattered: growth. 2006, 12 million users. No deal, I announced the next morning. Half my executives quit on the spot. 2007, 50 million users. Microsoft wanted in. They valued us at $15 billion. The media called me crazy for not selling earlier. Then came the financial crisis of 2008. Our advertisers fled. If you're finding value in this story of persistence against all odds, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps me create more content like this. 2009, 350 million users. We'd passed MySpace, but I wanted more. I wanted everyone. Zuck, you need to monetize better. Investors pressured. The movie, The Social Network, painted me as a backstabbing, friendless coding robot who built Facebook because a girl dumped him. I sat in that dark theater, watching Jesse Eisenberg play a version of me I didn't recognize. My wife Priscilla held my hand as tears rolled down my face. "That's not who I am," I whispered. "I know," she said. "But now you have to prove it to the world." Share in the comments. Let's inspire each other to think bigger. More ads, sell user data, maximize profits. I threw a whiteboard marker across the room. You've created a monster. But you don't fix connection by creating disconnection. You fix it by building better connections. So we hired thousands to fight fake news. We changed algorithms to promote meaningful interactions. We sacrificed billions in revenue to protect privacy. Grandparents seeing grandchildren through video calls. Students attending virtual classes. Businesses surviving through online communities. The connections we built became lifelines. We'd prepared for this moment without knowing it. I sat in my office at 3 a.m. article after article about how Facebook was destroying democracy. Senators who didn't understand the internet grilling me about technologies they couldn't comprehend. Because somewhere right now, a farmer in Bangladesh can't sell his crops because he can't reach buyers. Every human unable to share their story is a mission unfulfilled. A student in Nigeria can't access education because she can't connect to teachers. A grandmother in Peru can't see her family because distance divides them. Mr. Zuckerberg, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service? Senator Hatch asked. Senator, I replied, trying not to smile, we run ads. All the lawsuits, the hatred, the invasions of privacy, the responsibility? I thought about that dorm room in 2004, about the kid who just wanted to connect his college, about the journey from the Facebook to Meta. It's about the billions of people. Money is just a tool. Code is just a language. Technology is just a bridge. But connection? Connection is everything. We're not building an app. We're not even building technology. We're building the future of human connection. And that future is worth every battle, every setback, every sleepless night. about the friends lost and billions found. The weight of 2 billion users crashed down on me. With great connection comes great responsibility, and I'd failed. I testified before Congress when our platform was misused. I faced the anger when data was breached. Every mistake magnified, every decision scrutinized. The boy in the hoodie had become the face of a revolution he started, but could uncontrol. Maybe I'm all of those things, or none of them, but I know what I am for certain. I'm someone who believed that connecting the world would make it better. And despite all the mistakes, all the controversies, all the unintended consequences, I still believe that. We're not here to make money. We're here to connect the world. The money will follow. But the hardest battle wasn't with competitors or investors. It was with myself, spending billions on virtual reality while the real world burns. But they're missing the point. The metaverse isn't about escaping reality. It's about enhancing connection. Imagine attending your daughter's wedding from a hospital bed. Imagine learning alongside students in Tokyo while sitting in Detroit. Imagine connection, unlimited by physical constraints. So I did. I learned Mandarin to connect with China. I gave away 99% of my wealth to charity. She was alone in lockdown, depressed, ready to give up, but her Facebook friends checked on her every day. They gave her reason to keep going. I printed that message, framed it, hung it next to my desk. This is why we built this. 2012, 1 billion users. I rang the opening bell at the NASDAQ, but our IPO was a disaster. Stock price plummeted. Facebook is finished, analysts declared. We had no mobile strategy, so we rebuilt everything. Every line of code, every feature, every assumption. For a messaging app? But I saw what they didn't. Billions of people in India, Brazil, Indonesia, who would never use Facebook but needed to connect. Connection doesn't speak one language or use one app. It speaks every language. It uses every tool. Move fast and break things, I told the team. We broke everything, then we fixed it, then we broke it again, until we got it right. I stood before our employees that night, exhausted, defeated. Then I remembered something. We'd connected 1 billion people, a seventh of humanity. The stock price was just a number. The connections were real. Mobile will kill Facebook, experts predicted. 2014, WhatsApp, $19 billion acquisition. You're insane, the board said. What's your biggest vision that others called crazy? 2016, the election, fake news, Russia, Cambridge Analytica. The platform I'd built to connect the world was being used to divide it. Shut it down, Mark, politicians demanded. The congressional hearings were brutal. 10 hours of questioning. But beneath the memes and mockery was a real question. Had I created something too powerful to control? 2020, the pandemic. The world locked down, isolated, alone. And suddenly, our mission meant everything. Facebook saved my mother's life, a message read. 2021, the metaverse announcement. He's lost his mind, critics laughed. If this vision of the future excites you, subscribe now. I'll be sharing more stories of innovators who see tomorrow before it arrives. Today, as I write this, we've connected nearly 3 billion people, half of humanity. But I'm not satisfied, not even close. Every unconnected person is a failure. Every barrier to communication is a challenge. Was it worth it? A young entrepreneur asked me recently. Ask me when all 8 billion are connected, I replied. The truth about building something that changes the world? It's not about the billions of dollars. They called me a dropout, a thief, a robot, a dictator of data. Because in the end, we're not building a company.
The lesson I learned building Facebook from a dorm room to connecting half of humanity? Simple. The biggest opportunities in life come from solving problems that affect everyone. Don't think about what you can build for yourself. Think about what you can build for the world. The best businesses solve problems so fundamental that billions of people didn't even realize they had them. I didn't invent the desire to connect. I just removed the friction. Here's how you can apply this principle in your own life. 1. Look for universal problems. What frustrates everyone? What basic human need isn't being met? And drop a comment telling me what world-changing problem you're going to solve. I read every comment, and the best ideas might just become the next story I tell. The only thing that matters is execution. Build fast, launch ugly, improve constantly. Perfect is the enemy of good, and good is the enemy of shipped. 2. Start with obsession, not obligation. You couldn't build something world-changing by working 9 to 5. It requires the kind of obsession that makes you forget to eat, that keeps you coding while your friends party, that makes you choose your vision over comfort. If you're not obsessed, you're not ready. 3. Execute relentlessly. Ideas are worthless. I mean that, completely worthless. The Winklevoss twins had an idea, so did Friendster, and so did MySpace. Before you go, do me a favor. If this story inspired you to think bigger about your own potential, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Every revolution begins with someone naive enough to try. Every connection that changes the world starts with someone brave enough to reach out. Remember, every empire starts with a single line of code. The question isn't whether you can change the world. The question is, what are you waiting for? Move fast. Break things. Connect everyone. Your billion users are waiting.
See if you've made it this far and are ready to prosper. Click on one of the stories appearing on your screen. Each story is a compass guiding you toward true financial prosperity. See you there.